Okay, here we are. On our home. Just dropped the kids off at school. There's my beautiful wife. Here's me. And I thought I'd give a tour of our farm, or a walk up our driveway at least with me. The driveway is lined with sweet gum and red maple. We had a big rain the other day, and the driveway kind of flooded, taking a lot of the rock with it. So we kind of repaired it a little bit. There's still some spots up here that are washed out. The water flows down here and then it comes out in certain places, so we'll have to fix that. This first pasture, we're not using any of our pasture yet. First pasture has a giant sinkhole down there. That barn is ours, needs to be repaired. Got some big beautiful oak trees. A nice big oak. Our second pasture. There previously was a rancher leasing this before we came here. He took his electric fence with him, so we need to put up our own fence, perimeter fence, before we get any big animals, big livestock. There's another big sinkhole over there where those trees are at. I'll have to show you the sinkhole in one of these videos because it's pretty gnarly, kind of scary. Kind of feels like one day it'll open up and swallow our whole property. The barn is not really in a usable state right now. There's a community of Amish 10 miles down the road who I'm told are good at fixing stuff like that. Got a few water hydrants throughout the property. The previous owner had at one point built these vineyards about 2 acres of vineyard for making wine. We cleared all these out. We're gonna remove most of this, I think. The property line goes straight that way. This is the neighbor's yard, or property. And then we have this little part that juts out over here, more vineyards. As you can see, the vineyard is very overgrown. I'm not sure what kind of trees are in there. There's a couple of maple, there's some autumn olive, and this other tree, that one right there. I think it's some sort of wild fruit tree that doesn't really have any fruit, like a pear or something. I think it's like a pear. But it is a jungle, the vineyard. She hasn't worked it for over a decade. But here's there's some grapes on there. Ooh. That was tasty. Got a seed in it. That's the first grape I've had. Got a seed in it and a pretty thick skin. But they're not for eating, they're for making juice. There's our vineyard. We're going to be clearing all this out, turning it into pasture, and paying my boy, my 13-year-old boy, 2 cents a post to remove these posts with a farm jack and a heavy-duty chain. Depending how motivated he is, it takes between 5 and 10 minutes per post. Down this little side road is our blueberry patch. And I'll show you the blueberry patch just from afar. We have about 20 plants, which we moved in the middle of the season, so we weren't able to harvest the full crop, but we were able to get 20 plus gallons of blueberries. Right there, there it is. Let's go back through here. Pretty thick, unusable woods here. It's mostly a few different variety of oak. I think there's some bur oak, some shingle oak, some white oak. There's some hickory, not sure what kind of hickory. There's some red buds. There's the occasional black locust on the edges. Sassafras. There's a couple of beech. This is another wooded area that is too dense to even walk through. Some walnut, that I mentioned walnut. There's a nice big walnut tree, black walnut. A few other trees that I haven't identified yet. There's some junk trees like some cedar, some sumac, and those wild pear trees or something that I want, not 100% sure what they are. Here's our home. My parents moved in with us. We're gonna finish the basement and they're gonna live in the basement. My family of 5 kids. I take the rest. Here's where I currently have the pigs. See, I got 2 strands of wire, poly wire. That's electrified. That keeps them in. We've got 1 cut male, 2 uncut males, and 1 female. So we're gonna slaughter 2 and hopefully breed the rest. Here's the unveiling of our chickens in a moment. Emily got French breast chickens, but they're not French anymore because they're in America, so American breasts. And she is going to run a breeding program. Here's all the hens. We have this wired in, chicken wire, but we just leave the gate open all day. Yesterday they were enjoying the woods the whole time. My wife thinks I'm scaring them, so they're not coming out. Okay. Here's an old chicken coop that we took down, and my boy is building some trench warfare here, World War I style. I got mad at him, but then I realized it's not worth getting mad at. We have enough room. We cleared out all this area. I'm gonna burn this. A bunch of nice old rotting logs. Workshop. And the back pasture. So the property line is actually on the other side of those cedars. You can see maybe where that cut grass is. They just cut it yesterday, the neighbors. These are all ours. Here are our Cornish cross meat hens. In the future, we won't be doing Cornish cross because of our breast breeding that we're going to be doing. But we just wanted something to get started in the meantime. They're growing fast. You can see the provider of the chickens gave us one odd breed. You can see him back there in the back. He's smaller than the rest because he does not grow nearly as fast as the Cornish cross. the runt. So they're about double his size already. They're about a month old maybe, or 4 weeks, I don't know. A chicken tractor. Here's these 3 garden beds that were already here when we moved in. We got in too late to really plant a whole lot. We got our asparagus bed started. We have some wine cap mushrooms planted in the wood chips in the, or I don't know if planted is the right word, inoculated. This middle row is a bunch of rhubarb. Will thin out as it gets older. Nothing in this bed yet. Grass. And then this is my mom's mitt-lighter garden. I'm not sure what she's planted. Beans, beets, some other stuff. Have some corn growing. Emily thought it would be a good idea to put cover crop in with the corn, and wherever the cover crop is, the corn's not doing so well. The row that's doing the best is the row without the cover crop, so don't plant your cover crop at the same time you plant your cash crop. It's just dent corn. We're gonna maybe turn that into, we'll grow some more next year for feed. Got some squash. Or pumpkin, I think. Some flowers. Most of it's flowers. And some tomato plants. And just prepping this for next spring. This bed has also just got a cover crop on it. Prepping for next spring. And that's it.